Hey everyone, and welcome back. You know AI is changing everything, and today we are diving deep into AI music generation.
Yeah, think like instant soundtracks or like custom jingles or even video game music that changes as you play.
Exactly.
Pretty wild stuff.
We're going to be looking at this article from February 8th, 2025, called How to Use AI to Generate Music for Videos, Games, and Content. And get this, not only does it break down like all the tech behind it,
Yeah.
but it also looks at how this tech can actually impact like your creative projects.
Yeah.
No matter like what your budget is or even your skill level.
That's what's so exciting is we're moving past that like era of cheesy, generic stock music.
Right.
And this article is diving into AI composing truly original pieces.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal for anyone creating content,
Absolutely.
even if you're not a musician.
Like imagine you're working on a video game, right? And instead of just like looping the same background track,
Right.
the music actually changes in real time.
Yeah.
Based on what's happening in the game. That's the kind of power we're talking about here.
It's pretty incredible how these AI algorithms actually work.
Yeah, how does it work?
They're trained on massive data sets of music.
Okay.
So think of it as them like listening to every genre and style imaginable.
Wow.
This lets them recognize patterns and understand structure and essentially learn the language of music.
So it's not just about like randomly throwing notes together.
No, not at all.
There's like actual intelligence happening.
Absolutely. The AI isn't just mimicking, it's learning the fundamental building blocks of music.
Okay.
Which lets it actually create something new.
So it's actually creating something new.
Yeah, and what we're seeing now is that AI can compose everything from a simple melody to like a full orchestral score.
Wow.
Often faster than a human composer.
Okay, hold on. Faster than a human composer.
Yeah.
That's kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But doesn't that mean we're just replacing like human creativity with algorithms?
Right.
Where's my input as the creator come in?
That's a great question. And it gets to the heart of how these AI music tools are different.
Okay.
Some of them are designed for a more collaborative work.
Okay.
Where you actually provide input and guidance to the AI.
Okay.
Shaping the composition as you go.
So it's more like I'm working with it.
Think of it as having like a super powered musical assistant.
Oh, okay. So it's less about being replaced and more about like augmenting my own creative ability.
Exactly. And let's be honest, there are times when we all hit creative roadblocks.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe we just need like a starting point, a spark.
Yeah.
AI can actually give you that.
Okay.
To help you overcome these hurdles and push your ideas further.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's talk about like the practical side of this. The article mentions all these benefits for creators, like affordability and customization. Speed, royalty-free options. Where do we even begin?
Let's start with affordability. Remember that video game you were working on? Imagine you need an epic soundtrack full of these soaring orchestral themes and dramatic battle music. Hiring a whole orchestra would be so expensive.
Incredibly expensive.
Right. But with AI, you can get that same level of grandeur without breaking the bank.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a game changer, especially for like independent developers and filmmakers.
Absolutely.
What about like customization? Can you actually tailor the music to fit like your exact vision?
Absolutely. That's one of the key advantages of AI music generation is its flexibility.
Okay.
Need a fast-paced, energetic track for like a chase scene?
Yeah.
You got it. You want something more mellow and atmospheric for a dramatic moment? AI can handle that too.
Yeah.
You're not limited to these pre-made tracks.
Right.
You actually have the power to shape the music to fit your needs.
It's like having a custom music studio at your fingertips.
It is.
But here's another thing I was curious about. The article mentioned these adaptive soundtracks.
Yes.
Especially for video games.
Right.
Can you break down like exactly how that works?
So think about it this way. In a traditional video game scoring, the music is usually pre-composed.
Okay.
And it's triggered at specific points.
Right.
But with an adaptive soundtrack, the music responds to what the player is doing in real time.
Oh, wow.
It creates a really immersive experience.
So like if I'm exploring a peaceful forest, the music might be calm and serene.
Exactly.
But then if I suddenly get ambushed by enemies, the music instantly shifts to something intense and dramatic.
Exactly. And it's not just about changing the mood.
Sorry?
AI can adjust like the tempo, instrumentation, even add in specific musical cues
Wow.
to heighten the tension or emphasize certain events.
That takes game audio to a whole new level.
It does.
It's like the music becomes another character in the game.
Yes.
Reacting to your every move.
The article highlights Egret Music as a prime example of this. They're using AI to create these adaptive soundtracks. And the results are incredible. Players are reporting feeling way more immersed in the world,
Wow.
more emotionally connected to what's going on.
That's fascinating. But adaptive soundtracks, they're not just for games, are they?
No.
The article mentions applications in videos and marketing too.
Absolutely. For videos, AI can create dynamic soundtracks that actually adapt to the mood of each scene,
Oh, wow.
pulling the audience deeper into the story.
So instead of just like laying a generic track over the video,
Right.
the music actually evolves and changes as the story unfolds.
Imagine a documentary about space exploration, for example.
Oh, yeah.
As the astronauts venture further into the unknown, the music could become more mysterious and awe-inspiring,
Yeah.
reflecting that vastness of space.
Right.
And then during a tense moment like a rocket launch, the music could build in intensity,
Yeah.
mirroring the rising stakes.
I could see that being a game changer for like filmmakers and YouTubers.
Absolutely.
Just imagine like a soundtrack that intensifies the suspense during a chase scene.
Yeah.
Or like swells with emotion during a heartfelt moment.
And the possibilities don't end there. In marketing, AI-powered music is being used to create catchy jingles
Oh, yeah.
and audio logos that resonate with specific audiences,
Okay.
making brands stand out.
So it's not just about a catchy tune anymore. It's about using AI to create music that's scientifically proven to be like more effective.
Exactly.
But how does that even work? Can AI really understand what makes a jingle memorable and catchy?
That's where things get really interesting. AI can actually analyze demographics, musical trends, and even psychological data
Wow.
to create jingles that are scientifically designed to trigger specific emotions and responses.
So it's not just about guesswork or intuition anymore.
No.
We're talking about data-driven music creation. That's incredible.
It really is. And it speaks to the power of AI to enhance not just the creative process, but the impact of the music itself.
Right, we talked about like the benefits and the creative possibilities. But I'm dying to know, how does all of this actually work on a technical level? How does AI turn data into music? I know the article mentioned machine learning and neural networks. Can you like break it down for us?
Of course. At its core, AI music generation relies on a few key technologies.
Okay.
First, we have machine learning, which is all about training the AI on massive data sets of music.
Okay.
Think of it as the AI studying with the greatest composers of all time.
Right.
Absorbing all of their knowledge and techniques.
So the AI is basically immersing itself in the world of music.
Yeah.
Like learning the rules and patterns that make music sound good.
Exactly. And then we have neural networks, which are designed to mimic the processing power of the human brain.
Okay.
They help the AI understand those complex musical patterns and relationships, going beyond simple imitation to create something original.
So it's not just about memorizing notes.
Yeah.
It's about understanding like the underlying structure and meaning of music.
Precisely. And here's where it gets even cooler. The article also talks about natural language processing, or NLP. This is the technology that allows AI to understand and respond to human language.
So we're talking about like actually talking to AI and getting music in return.
You got it. Imagine typing in a prompt like, create a soaring orchestral piece with a triumphant feeling. And the AI actually composes a piece of music that fits that description.
Wait, so this talking to AI thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that just like replacing my creative input? Where's the line between like my vision and what the AI spits out?
That's a good point, and that's where the tools vary. Some are more collaborative, letting you guide the AI with prompts and feedback, while others are designed to generate full tracks based on your input.
Okay.
It's not about being replaced, but augmenting what you can do.
Okay.
And that brings us to another interesting aspect of this whole AI music revolution, the sheer variety of tools that are now available.
Yeah, I was just getting to that.
The article mentions a whole bunch of them.
We've covered a lot of ground, but this deep dive is just getting started.
Yes, it is.
Let's take a closer look at some of these AI music generators.
Yeah.
And how they can be used to create everything from video game soundtracks to catchy jingles.
Okay.
So where do we even begin? The article throws out all these names like SoundDraw, AIVA, Artless Audio. It's a lot.
It is overwhelming, but that's also what's so exciting. There's a tool for like every budget, from free basic generators to professional software.
Okay, let's break it down. Say I'm like a YouTuber and I'm tired of using the same royalty-free music.
Right.
What would you recommend?
So for YouTubers looking for customizable, royalty-free music, art list, and audio are great places to start.
Okay.
They offer a wide variety of these AI-generated tracks that you can tweak to fit your specific style and your video content.
So no more settling for generic background music.
Exactly.
You can have a soundtrack that actually complements your videos.
And you don't need to be a musical expert to do it.
Right.
These tools are designed to be super user-friendly, even for beginners. You can create professional-sounding soundtracks without having to hire a composer.
Wow.
Or learn like music production software.
That's a huge time and money saver. What about game developers? The article specifically mentioned Ecrit Music for those adaptive soundtracks. What makes them stand out?
Yeah, Ecrit Music is doing some groundbreaking work with adaptive game soundtracks.
Okay.
Their AI algorithms can analyze the gameplay in real time and adjust the music accordingly.
Right.
It creates a really dynamic and immersive experience for the player.
So imagine like you're playing an action-packed game.
Yeah.
And the music just seamlessly shifts between intense battle themes and calmer exploration music based on your actions in the game. That's crazy.
It's like the music is reacting to your every move, heightening the emotional impact. And it's not limited to just action games.
Okay.
Ecrit Music is being used in a variety of genres, from fantasy RPGs to puzzle games.
I can see how that level of like responsiveness in the music would just add a whole other dimension to the game.
Yeah.
It's like the music becomes a character in itself, guiding you through the world.
The article even mentions an example of this in a horror game.
Okay.
As the player explores a haunted house, the music becomes more eerie and unsettling, really building that suspense and creating this terrifying atmosphere.
Okay, that's giving me chills just thinking about it.
It is scary. It's like the music is playing on your primal fears, amplifying that horror in ways that traditional soundtracks just can't.
And speaking of amplifying emotions, the article also highlights Amper Music, a platform that's using AI to create custom jingles and audio logos.
Right.
So instead of hiring like a jingle writer, you can just tell Amper Music like what you want.
Right.
And the AI will compose something unique and catchy.
That's the idea. And what's cool is Amper Music considers things like your target audience, your brand values, and even the overall tone of your marketing campaign.
So it's not just about creating like a catchy tune.
No.
It's about crafting a sonic identity that represents your brand.
Exactly.
And resonates with your customers.
And just like with the other AI music tools, you don't need any musical expertise to use Amper Music. It's designed to be accessible to everyone, from small business owners to big corporations.
This is making me rethink like jingles.
I know.
It's not just cheesy slogans and melodies anymore. It's using AI to create this like sophisticated audio branding.
Absolutely.
That stands out.
And because AI can analyze so much data, like musical trends and consumer preferences, it can actually create jingles that are scientifically proven to be more effective.
That's wild. It's like data-driven jingle writing.
It really is.
Okay, we've talked about AI music for video games, even marketing.
Yeah.
But the article also mentions some tools that are more general purpose, like SoundDraw and AIVA.
Yeah, those are great options for creators who need customizable music for a bunch of different projects. Okay. Whether you're working on a podcast or a presentation, or if you just want to experiment with creating your own music.
Yeah.
Those tools offer a lot of flexibility and creative control.
So I can basically type in like what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe like upbeat electronic music with a retro vibe.
Exactly.
And the AI will generate a track that fits that.
And then you can tweak like the tempo and instrumentation and other things to fine tune it to your liking.
It's like having a personal composer on demand.
Okay.
But let's get real for a second.
Okay.
All this sounds amazing. But I'm sure there are some challenges or limitations to using AI music generation.
Sure.
What are some things that creators should be aware of?
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that while AI is super powerful, it's still a tool.
Okay.
It's important to have a clear creative vision and to use AI to enhance your ideas, not replace them.
So don't expect to just like press a button and have a masterpiece.
No, you still have to put in the work and make sure the music aligns with your vision.
What about like originality? If AI is learning from all this existing music, How can it create something truly unique and fresh?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. It's something that developers of AI music generators are working on.
Okay.
The goal is to use AI as a tool for exploring new sonic territories and pushing the boundaries.
So it's about using AI to like spark creativity
Yeah,
and inspire new ideas?
exactly. And AI is constantly evolving. The tools that we have today are just the beginning.
Okay.
As AI gets better and better, we can expect even more innovative music generation capabilities in the future.
This is all super exciting, but I think it's also important to acknowledge that there are some broader societal and ethical considerations
Yeah, for sure.
that come with the rise of AI music generation.
Like any new technology, there are potential downsides and consequences
Right.
that we need to be mindful of.
For example, what about the impact on like human musicians and composers? If AI can create music faster and cheaper, will it put them out of work?
That's a question that's being debated a lot these days.
Yeah.
There's no easy answer. Some people believe that AI will replace human musicians, while others see it as a tool that will help them enhance their work.
I kind of lean towards that second view. I think AI can free musicians from these like tedious tasks and allow them to focus more on being creative and expressive.
And music is a form of human expression.
Yeah.
And while AI can create technically good music, it can't replicate the emotional depth and personal experiences that inform human creativity.
That's a great point. At the end of the day, music is about connecting with other people.
Yeah.
And I think that human connection will always be there.
At the heart of it.
Even with AI.
So to recap, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the technical side to the creative possibilities.
Right.
But what does this mean for you, the listener?
Yeah, let's bring it back to those practical applications. The article had like a step-by-step guide.
It did.
For anyone who wants to start creating their own AI music.
Yeah.
Maybe we should like walk through those steps.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So the first step is choosing the right AI music generator for you.
Okay.
There are a few things to consider.
Like what?
Well, you need to think about your style.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want upbeat electronic tracks, classical, something experimental?
Yeah.
Each tool has its strengths and weaknesses, so you have to find one that matches your creative vision.
Right. You need to find a tool that speaks your language, musically speaking.
Exactly. And you need to understand the licensing agreements,
Yeah.
especially if you plan to use the music commercially.
That's crucial. No one wants to get caught up in legal issues.
No, they don't. And finally, you need to consider the level of customization.
Okay.
Some tools let you control everything, while others generate more basic tracks.
So it's all about finding the right fit.
For you and your skill level. Precisely. Now, once you've chosen a tool, the next step is customizing your AI-generated music.
Okay.
This is where the fun begins.
Time to unleash our inner Beethoven.
With the help of AI, of course.
Of course.
Most tools allow you to adjust things like tempo, key, and mood to create the emotional tone.
Okay.
You can experiment with different instruments, blend genres, make the music your own.
It sounds like a playground for creativity.
Right.
You're not stuck with what the AI gives you.
You can shape and mold the music to fit your vision.
Exactly. And once you're happy with it, exporting it is easy. Most support common formats like MP3 and WAV.
Yeah.
So you can use the music in your videos, games, or other projects.
That's important.
Seamless integration is key.
Yes.
You don't want to be wrestling with technical issues
Right.
when you're trying to be creative.
Right.
Now, while this is exciting, it's important to take a step back and consider the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The article talks about the future of AI in music production and raises some questions.
It does.
Like,
as AI gets more sophisticated, we have to think about some potential implications.
okay.
How will this change the way we create and consume music?
Yeah.
What are the implications for copyright and intellectual property?
Right.
And how will this change our relationship with music?
These are complex questions.
They are.
There aren't easy answers, but it's a conversation we need to have.
As we enter this new era.
Exactly. And it's not just about the music industry. The same AI technologies that are driving music creation are being applied to other art forms like writing, painting, even filmmaking.
Yeah.
So if AI can compose music today, what other creative fields will it revolutionize tomorrow? It's like a blank canvas of possibility.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, how will this impact our own creative endeavors? Whether you're a musician, a writer, a designer, or anything in between, it's worth thinking about how AI might enhance or even transform your creative process.
Maybe AI will become our partner,
Yeah.
helping us break through those limitations and be more innovative.
Or maybe it will challenge us to redefine what it means to be creative,
Yeah.
to explore the boundaries between human and artificial intelligence.
That's both exciting and a little bit daunting.
It is, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We're entering uncharted territory, and it's up to us to shape the future of creativity.
So for everyone listening out there, I encourage you to dive in.
Yeah, explore these AI music tools.
Explore these AI music tools and see what you can create. You might be surprised.
And don't be afraid to embrace the unknown. The future of music and maybe even creativity itself is being written right now.
So who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to compose the next big hit.
Yeah,
Not with pen and paper.
but with the help of artificial intelligence.
Until next time, keep
Huh.
those creative sparks flying. Okay, so we've walked through choosing the right AI music generator and customizing the music, but what about actually using it in a project? The article had a whole section on that, right?
Yeah, it did. And it's pretty straightforward. Most of these tools export the files in like standard formats, MP3 or WAV, so you can easily import them into your video editing software, game engine, whatever you're using.
So no more messing around with file conversions.
Yeah.
That's a relief.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the creative process. Say I'm working on a scene in my video and I need some specific music to match the mood. How do I use the AI to like get that perfect track?
That's where the customization features are so helpful. Remember those prompts we were talking about? You can use those to give the AI direction. Like if you need a piece of music that's suspenseful and builds tension, you could type in, create a dark atmospheric track with a slow tempo and a sense of impending doom.
So I'm basically like guiding the AI.
Yeah, like giving it a creative brief
Yeah.
for the track.
Okay, cool. But what if the first version isn't quite right? Can I make adjustments?
Of course, that's the beauty of these tools. You can keep refining the music until it's exactly what you want. Some platforms even let you adjust things like the instrumentation, melody, and harmony in real time so you can fine-tune it.
It's like having a composer on call, ready to make revisions. That's pretty cool. But let's talk about a specific example. Remember that video game we were discussing earlier with the adaptive soundtrack? How does that actually work in practice?
So imagine you're the game developer and you have a scene where the player is exploring this dark, mysterious cave. You want the music to match that feeling of unease.
Uh-huh.
Using a tool like Ecrit Music, you can tag certain events or locations in your game.
So like I could tag the entrance to the cave as eerie and the deeper parts as threatening.
Exactly. And the AI will use those tags to trigger different musical cues. So as the player enters the cave, the music might start with this slow ambient drone, and then it gradually gets more intense as they go deeper. Then if they encounter enemies, the music could shift to a faster, more aggressive style.
That's really cool. It's like the music is actually reacting to the player's actions and the environment in a way that's really immersive.
Yeah.
But how does the AI actually know when to trigger those different musical cues?
That's where the integration with the game engine comes in. These adaptive soundtrack tools can actually talk to the game in real time, receiving data about the player's location, their actions, and other game events. This lets the music seamlessly adapt to the gameplay and create this really cohesive and immersive experience.
So it's not just about like layering music over the game.
Right.
It's about integrating the music into the gameplay.
Exactly. And that level of integration is what makes adaptive soundtracks so powerful. It's like the music becomes part of the game world, enhancing the emotional impact and creating a really memorable experience.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about AI music generation. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on something we mentioned earlier, the potential impact of AI on the future of music and creativity.
It is a topic that's exciting and a little bit scary, right? We're seeing a new art form being born, one that blurs the lines between human and machine creativity.
It really does feel like something big is happening. But as with any new technology, there are going to be challenges and questions.
Definitely. We need to be thoughtful about how we integrate AI into our creative processes and make sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Yeah.
It's up to us to decide how we want to use it.
Well said. I believe that if we approach this with curiosity and open minds, we can use the power of AI to create new forms of music and push the boundaries of what's possible in art and creativity.
I'm inspired. So to all you creators and music lovers out there, I encourage you to explore these AI music tools and see what you can make.
Who knows? You might just compose the next big hit or create the soundtrack to the next big video game, all with a little help from AI.
That's it for this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another exciting look at AI and its impact on the world.